Hey, it's Katie, and welcome back to my booktube channel. I'm super excited to film today's video for you guys because this is my birthday book haul part 2. If you haven't watched my first part of this book haul, it will be linked for you guys to go check it out. But as you guys know, I have bought a ton of books this month. The first book haul had 14 books in it. This one has, I don't even know, 12, 13, I think 15. So definitely a lot of books. But I'm really excited. I love getting new books, and I definitely went a little overboard for my birthday this year, but you know, that's okay. I also put myself on a book buying ban from now until November 1st, so please hold me accountable. And before we get into it, look at this cute shirt that my friend got me. It says "Never Too Old for Fairy Tales," and I'm obsessed with it, so I wanted to wear it for this video to show you guys. But let's jump into it. So this first book I'm going to show you guys is actually not part of my birthday book haul, but I haven't hauled it yet, and I wanted to show you guys. And that is The Astrology of You and Me by Gary Goldschneider. And I picked this one up at Target, and I just thought it was really cool. I'm always really interested in zodiac signs and different things like that, and this does a great job of breaking down each and every sign in the different places you could interact with them, like work, school, family, friends, spouses, like so many different things. And it tells you about like their strengths and weaknesses in each category, and like how to do different things, like interacting with them on a first date, to like how to ask your boss for a raise, to like how they would act as a roommate, a friend, a husband, you know, all those different things. And I just think it's really cool. So I'm definitely going to check this out and keep this as like a coffee table book, but I thought it was really fun. These next few books are ones that I got from Barnes & Noble, and I went to a different Barnes & Noble than the one that I usually do because I saw on Book Talk that different ones have different like Book Talk sections. So I thought it would be really cool to see which books I could find that my Barnes & Noble didn't have, and I found 4 books that I was really excited about. And the first one is Neon Gods by Katie Robert. I've never read a Katie Robert book, but I've heard amazing things, and I'm also really excited because this is supposed to be like a Hades and Persephone retelling, but I have heard some people say that it's not a retelling in like the conventional sense, like it's not really about gods and goddesses. I think it's just about people who have those names, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm honestly really confused. I thought it was like a full Hades and Persephone retelling, but then other people are saying it's just a regular romance with the characters that have those names. So I'm not really sure. I will definitely do a full review of this once I read it, but I was kind of trying to stay away from reading the synopsis because I kind of want to go into the Katie Robert book with an open mind. Up next, we have Warrior of the Wild by Trisha Levenseller. This was the only Trisha Levenseller book that I did not own, so I was so excited to find this one, and I had to get my hands on it. I love Trisha Levenseller. I hadn't read one of her books until earlier this year, and she quickly became one of my favorite authors. I actually just reread Daughter of the Pirate King and still love it. And I'm so excited to read this one. I am not really sure what this one's about, honestly. The only reason I picked it up is because it was a Trisha Levenseller book. So basically what I'm getting from the synopsis is that our main character is her father's chosen heir, and she's been trained her whole life to become a warrior for her village. But then her coming of age trial is sabotaged and she fails her test. So as punishment, her father banishes her to this monster-filled wilderness with a quest. To win back her honor, she must kill the oppressive god who claims tributes from the village each year or die trying. That sounds crazy. It sounds like there's a great amount of action. It also deals with gods, which I think is such a cool element in fantasies, and also the fact that she is obviously a very strong female character. Trisha Levenseller does a great job of writing these badass heroines, and I can never get enough of them. So I'm very excited to meet the one in this book, and I will hopefully do a full review of this one because I have high hopes. After that, I picked up The Dare by Elle Kennedy, which is the 4th book in the Briar You series. I honestly thought this was the 1st book in the Briar You series. It's the only one from that series that I've ever seen in a Barnes & Noble, so I picked it up, and then I realized that it was actually book number 4. So I probably will not be reading this one for a while, but I am still glad I bought it because I plan on owning all of them from that series. I've read 2 of the books from her off-campus series, and I have loved both of them. So I have the other 2 from that series I'm going to read, and then I will work on trying to finish my collection of the Briar You series. And then the last book that I picked up from Barnes & Noble was The Traitor Queen by Danielle L. Jensen, which is the sequel to The Bridge Kingdom. And I haven't read that one yet either, but I'm hoping to kind of binge the duology and maybe do a reading vlog. So if you're interested in a reading vlog, please let me know. But I am really excited I finally have my hands on both of these. I feel like I've seen raving reviews, and I just can't wait to jump into this world. So the next good chunk of this video will be spent on the books that I got from Half Price Books, and until recently I had no idea there was a Half Price Books near me, but I decided to go on a little book adventure and see what I could find there because I've only ever ordered books online. So I decided to give it a shot, and I ended up walking out of there with 8 books. So this might take a little bit, but the first one I got was The Heart of Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson, which is the 2nd book in the Remnant Chronicles. And I just read The Kiss of Deception earlier this month and really enjoyed it. So I wanted to see if I could continue it. I didn't really plan on getting the sequel anytime soon, but when I saw this, I decided I had to have it because the first book did end on a cliffhanger. So I definitely want to see what's about to happen. The next one I found was Into the Crooked Place by Alexandra Christo, and I honestly had no idea what this one was about. I just knew that Alexandra Christo was the same one who wrote To Kill a Kingdom, and I did kind of enjoy that one, so I decided to give her work another chance and see what this one was all about. After reading the synopsis, this one kind of gives me Six of Crows vibes, but like mixed with some more magic. I know there's magic in the Grishaverse, but I feel like the main characters have magic of their own, and it's really interesting. I can't really remember it all, so I'm just going to read little blurbs from this for you. But one of our characters is a busker ready to pack up her dark magic and turn her back on, I can't pronounce the city. I'm just gonna ignore the name of the city, but she's ready to turn her back on that city for good, and she'll do anything to put her crimes behind her. And then we have our other character, Wesley, who is the closest thing that city has to a gangster, and he grew up on the streets hungry, so now he won't stop until he has brought the entire realm to its knees. And then another character is a warrior who spends her days watching over the city's worst criminals, and she spends her nights in fighting rings, making a deadly name for herself. And then the last person in this group is a resistance fighter hiding from the very people who destroyed her family, willing to do whatever it takes to get revenge. So basically, it seems like one of these characters accidentally delivers a vial of dark magic to someone that she cared about, and that sparked like the greatest conflict in decades. And so these 4 people have to come together and figure out how to save their home and the world before it's too late. So yeah, it definitely gives me some Six of Crow vibes. It's not like exactly the same, but I'm hoping it's going to be sort of another like found family book, but it's kind of hard to tell. I think this is a standalone, so it'll be interesting to see how they wrap it up in this short book, but I am excited to give this one a chance. Up next, we have Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young, and I'm not gonna lie, I have never read an Adrienne Young book. I have heard really great things, but I really just wanted this one because it has a really pretty cover, and it's pitched as Vikings meets Wonder Woman, and I think that's such a cool combination, so I'm really excited to see how this goes, but it just seems really cool, and that's honestly the only reason I picked it up. Also, I'm pretty sure this author wrote the Fable duology, which I have not read, but I've wanted to read for a long time, so I definitely am excited to start my journey of reading Adrienne Young's work with Sky in the Deep. The next one I picked up was Pride, Prejudice, and Other Flavors by Sonali Dev. I really hope I'm saying the author's name right. I honestly have no clue, But this one is like a romance, and it also involves like an Indian American family. So I think there's a lot of cultural elements that I'm really excited to see. And there's also little pictures of food on the cover. So I'm hoping it also incorporates like food, because I love food-centric romances. So our main character, Trisha, is a neurosurgeon, and she's one of the best in her city, but she's also still the black sheep in her family, because her family has 3 rules, and Trisha has broken every single one of them, but she's trying to find a way to redeem herself. So our other main character is a chef, and he needs this job with her family, but he decides he doesn't really like people like them who put pedigree over character, and so he is definitely planning on turning this position down, except for when he finds out that Trisha is the only one who can save his sister. This one honestly sounds right up my alley. It involves a different culture, it involves food, it involves like also an emotional dynamic, which I love in romances. So I had never really heard of this one before, but I'm really excited. This next one sounds super cute, and that is I Love You So Mochi by Sarah Kuhn. I was drawn into this cover because it definitely seems like a Wanderlust read, and it looks like it has cherry blossoms, which is so pretty, and I've always wanted to see them in real life, so I definitely will live vicariously through these characters. But this one is about a girl who I think really likes fashion. I'm not too sure. It definitely says she loves a good fashion statement on the inside. But she finds out that she has estranged grandparents, and her life is kind of a mess at home. So when they invite her to spend the summer with them in Japan, she jumps at that chance. And obviously while she's there, she's exposed to family she's never really met, and also a culture she knows nothing about. So she goes on all of these adventures, and I am just really excited. It's been a while since I've read a book like this that has made me really want to travel, so I cannot wait to dive in. After that, we have The Bromance Book Club by Lyssa K. Adams, and I have heard amazing things about this from one of my favorite booktubers, Haley in Bookland. She really likes this series, and so that's really the main reason I decided to get this one, because other than that, I haven't really heard too much about it. So basically, this follows Gavin, who is a baseball player, and him and his wife had this big explosive argument, I think, at least that's what it seems like, and he didn't handle things very well, so she asked for a divorce, and he will do anything to save his marriage, so he joins a romance book club. This book club is made up of all of Nashville's top alpha men, which I think is so amazing, and they basically read romance novels to figure out how to fix their marriages and treat women the way they want to be treated. And I think that's such a clever concept for a book. I love the idea of these alpha men like just reading romance books. I think that's so fun, and I'm really excited to see how it goes in here, especially because I don't typically read books with male main characters, so it'll definitely be an interesting read. Up next, we have one that I honestly just kind of bought for the cover because it looked really cool, and that is Curse of the Scepter Queen by Jenny Elder Moke, or Moke. I'm not really sure how to say her name, sorry. But yes, I saw this one at Target a few weeks ago, and then when I saw it in Half Price Books, I decided that I had to get it because I thought this cover was really cool, and also the blurb on the cover is by Stephanie Garber, who is one of my favorite authors of all time, so I was like, I'll just pick it up. I trust Stephanie, we'll see what happens, and it sounds pretty cool. This is an Indiana Jones retelling, and I've never read a book like that, so I'm really excited to see how it goes, and I will definitely let you guys know what I think. The last book that I got from Half Priced Books was Crown of Feathers by Nikki Powell Prado, and this one just looked really cool because it involved a phoenix, if you couldn't tell from the cover, and I honestly don't know anything about it. I just read this first little blurb on the back that said, "I am a daughter of death, from the ashes I rose, like a phoenix from the pyre." And that just really caught me off guard and sounded so interesting. And I honestly wasn't going to get it, but I kept, in the back of my head, I kept thinking about it, and I ended up walking out of the store with it. So I'm really excited. It sounds like a really cool fantasy, and I've never read a book that involved a phoenix. And also the fact that it says she is a daughter of death. I'm really interested to see, you know, the world building and if there's any magical elements and how all of that works. So I am just really excited about this one, honestly. This last chunk of this book haul are the books that my family bought me for my birthday, and I ended up sending them like a pretty long list, so I definitely knew that the books they would get me would be ones that I liked, but I'm still super excited. So this first one is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I'm sure you guys have heard about this one. It's been out for a while and I'm super late to the party, but I'm not somebody that usually reads thrillers, so I wasn't really sure if I wanted to buy this for myself, but I am so glad that my family got this for me. They actually got me another thriller as well, which I will get to in a second, but I have only read one thriller, I think, and it was All Your Twisted Secrets, and I really enjoyed it. So I am just really excited to kind of dive back into that genre of like thrillers and mysteries, and I feel like it's perfect for fall. So it was great timing. And this sounds really cool because it's about a girl who is diving into this case. Is about a girl who was murdered by her boyfriend, and then that boyfriend also committed suicide. So that case was pretty wrapped up, but for a class project, she decides she needs to re-examine the closed case for her project, and she kind of casts doubt on the original investigation. But soon she discovers this trail of dark secrets that might actually prove that the boyfriend who they said killed that girl didn't actually kill her. And while she's digging through all of this, apparently somebody in her town doesn't want her to dig for answers, and so her life might also be in danger. And that just sounds so good. I feel like once I start this one, I will not be able to put it down. The other thriller that I got was One of Us is Lying by Carrie M. McManus, and this is one that reminds me a lot of All Your Twisted Secrets because it takes place in a high school, and there are 4 or 5, I think 5 people that end up in detention together, but only 4 of them end up leaving because one of them is dead before the end of detention. And so they all get questioned and they're not really sure which one of them is lying. So that sounds really crazy because they ruled that the guy who died, his death was not an accident. So throughout all of this, we learned that the guy who died was actually planning to reveal juicy secrets about all 4 of the other classmates who were in that room with him. And so they all have like a good motive for being the one to do it. So I feel like this is going to be really interesting trying to solve the murder with these characters. I am just so excited. Also, I'm pretty sure this is being turned into a TV show, maybe a movie. I could be wrong, but I swear I heard this is being turned into some kind of TV show or movie adaptation. I think it's on a streaming service I do not have, though, so definitely check that out and see if you guys are able to watch it, because I feel like that would be really cool. The next one is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, and you guys have probably seen this one everywhere. It's so popular, and I'm literally so excited I finally have it in my hands. I read Beach Read earlier this year, and I really enjoyed it. I feel like there was a great balance of this really sweet emotional relationship, and then also a good balance of some spice and flirtation and all those things I love in a good romance. So I'm really excited to read something else from Emily Henry, and this one looks so cute. I also love that it's orange because I don't really have a lot of books that are orange, so I'm excited about that. I don't really know too much about it. I just know that it's about these 2 people who used to go on vacation together every year, and something happened the one year on vacation and they never went again. But this year they decide to go one more time just for old time's sake and just to have like one last hurrah. I don't know why I'm saying all these weird phrases, but go just like one more time. And I'm sure they try to like work out what happened and kind of like fix everything. So I'm really interested to see that. I feel like that's a lot of tension, so I feel like I'm not really sure how it'll go, but I am excited to see what this one's all about because Emily Henry does not disappoint. These last 2 books are both from my fiance, and they are both collector's editions because he always spoils me. So the first one that he gave me was the special edition of Caraval by Stephanie Garber, which you've probably heard me talk about. I feel like I talk about her in every single one of my videos somehow. But this is beautiful. It's so pretty. And then we also have the back here. Beautiful. And we have red, which is an important color in the book. And then It's so pretty. So we have the ticket that our characters use to get into Caraval, which I love. It says admit 1 to be used once to gain entrance into Caraval. And then the back has the rest of the ticket. We have the gate, and it says main gates close at midnight. Anyone who arrives later than this will not be able to participate or win this year's prize of 1 wish. And it's literally just so pretty. I can't get over it. I just got so excited. And the map looks beautiful. There's something about a map in a hardcover book that just has so much more oomph than like a map in a paperback. And I am just obsessed. I'm so glad that I got this. And not only does it have that, I didn't even realize that in the back it has some other like special features. So there's like bonus material, which I didn't even know. So there's some from Julian's point of view. That's the love interest, if you don't know. Then there's the original Caraval journals. So it has some of like the passages that she like first wrote. That's so fun. And then it has some more little journal entries. Oh my goodness, I have to read this when I'm done filming because I had no idea. And then it also includes the original epilogue. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. I didn't even know it had all that bonus content. I'm like freaking out right now. And then the last special edition that he got me and the last book in this book haul was Six of Crows. I am obsessed with this. I thought I was buying this version when I purchased the hardcovers of Six of Crows, and I was really disappointed when it didn't look like this. But he bought this for me, and it looks so pretty. It has the red, it has the sprayed edges, and it has the crow on the back that says no mourners, no funerals. It's so pretty. We have our map, which is also in red, which is gorgeous. And then it has the little synopsis and the reader's note, which is so fun. And then in the back of this, it also has pictures of the characters. So let me find that for you guys. So it has no mourners, no funerals. It has Kaz and Inej with also some of their quotes, which I think is so fun. Nina and Matthias. And then Jesper and Wylan, which are so fun. I'm so excited. And also, it just made me realize how great the Shadow and Bone show for Netflix was at casting these characters. I feel like pretty much all of them look exactly the way they're depicted in this collector's edition, which makes me love the show even more. That's really off topic, but I just get really caught up in these special editions. Alright, so that is the end of my birthday book haul part 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did filming it for you guys. If you did, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I would really, really appreciate it. And if you do subscribe, please click the notification bell so you know when I upload next. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to see you in my next video.